So consequently, we're now a little bit early. But hey, early's better than late. We just have to now wait for everything to catch up. Let me turn off my mail so it's not going ping and all that sort of stuff in the way. Pinging a lot.
Oh, look, we've come alive.
Well, it's always good to know, isn't it?
Here we are.
So good morning. And I see yesterday when I was editing the title of the video to put up, because we do it before we go live. The hurrier you go, the behinder you get. Thank you, Sparky. I wrote that it was in fact which way Wednesday when it was in fact for Thursday. Apparently, I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. So.
Well, that's easy enough.
It's Tuesday. It must be Paris, right? No?
There you go.
I know. What?
That's how it used to be. We didn't even know what country we were in. So you opened your eyes when you woke up.
Yeah, do you know what? We did wind up with two of everything, and it was always in the wrong place. Good morning, Heather. Good morning.
We need ketchup. Nope, that's in the other house.
Good morning. Good morning, Gilda. Yes, good morning. That's bloody right, actually. We wound up... It's almost like we're a pair of Geminis winding up with two of everything in the wrong place.
Two of everything in the wrong place.
Good morning. So it is, in fact, officially 11 o'clock. So this means it's time for Elevensies, the late morning show with...
Lisa.
And Anton.
And Skittle.
And Skittle is just obsessed.
She does your head in, I know.
Good
Hi,
morning,
Kendall.
Wendy.
How are you?
Who we got? Who?
Kendall.
Oh, a new person.
There you go.
I like new people. New people are good.
So we thought, since it's Fantastic Fridays, we'd talk about one of our stories. And
which are pretty fantastical, to be honest.
Some of them are pretty crazy. So when we decided to get married... Well, first we had to wait for each of our divorces to come through.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Then we decided to get married, and we had to figure out how we were going to do that because paperwork was crazy.
Yeah, because the obviously you know we're from two different countries, so we were forced with this pain in the butt thing. Either Lisa would have to apply for a visa to get married in England, then leave the country and come back, or other way round. I would have to apply for a visa to get married in the US. Then we leave, and then I have to apply for a visa to come back as a married person.
All right, so the trick was, this is a good one. Now listen, because it sounds tricky. We had to find a country that recognized both of our governments, whom both of our governments recognized their government.
That's right.
Aha. So sadly...
There are such places.
Sadly... we found places like Antigua.
Yes. So the islands of Antigua and Barbuda are part of the British Virgin Islands, but because they're so close to the US Virgin Islands, they are recognized by both.
Hi, Kim.
In fact,
hi, Pam.
The money is actually in dollars, which is really interesting. Caribbean dollars.
Easy dollars.
Yes, but nobody wants them. They all want US dollars over there. So,
right.
Oh gosh, that was a hell of a wild trip. We were gonna try and get back there this last year, but unfortunately we had a pandemic.
It was our 20th wedding anniversary last October.
Who'd have thunk it?
So we had always said, well, for our 20th anniversary, we'll go back to Antigua. But of course, pandemic kind of made that not possible. So we'll have to maybe wait till our 25th.
We might have to. Yeah, we might have to.
But it was quite the experience. So we arrive on the island in this kind of small plane, and it was a little nerve-wracking. And we checked in at the airport, and we decided we would rent a car because we had a little villa on the beach there.
Right the other side, and there's no public transport to speak of really.
So we couldn't really walk the whole island.
So, not knowing anybody, and I was doing a lot of travelling for my business at the time, so I'd got a good deal with Hertz, and like one of the biggest car rental companies in the world. You would think they're fairly trustable, right?
Oh my goodness.
So we arrive at the airport, and the first thing is, you can't drive in Antigua without an Antiguan driving license. But the good news is, even though I'd got an international driving license, the good news was that your US or your UK driver's license is classed as an exemption for a driving license test, but you still have to apply, excuse me, you still have to apply for and be granted a driver's license, but fortunately they have the bureaucrats necessary at the airport to actually do that.
For a fee.
For a fee, of course a fee. There's always a fee involved. Hello Erin, good morning to you. Good morning Wendy. I see Wendy corrected a typo. She's like that, she has to do that.
It's all good.
It's good. So anyway, I fill out the paperwork studiously because, I'm English and we're good at bureaucracy. We know how to dot our I's and cross our T's and all that fun stuff. Or dot our T's and cross our I's if we get it all wrong. But yeah, so Julie filled out the paperwork and the guy goes away, him that's huffing, puffing and stamping of things, and comes back and presents me with my new and shiny Antiguan driving license with the name William Stewart on it. Or Stuart William or something.
Stuart William.
Stuart William, because one of my middle names is in fact William. So he thought Stuart William was my name, and bump, there you go. And I said, this has got the wrong name on Armand or
Don't worry about it.
It's like,
okay.
What the hell? So anyway, now armed with the driver's license, off we go to collect our rental car.
Stuart William goes to the Hertz to correct the rental car.
I should have noticed when the guy brings the car around already running. There's probably something going on there. And it was this tiny little Nissan something or other. I can't remember what it was, but, this is going back 20 years plus.
Yeah.
And, you have to sign when I don't know if you ever rented a car, you get this form, you're responsible for any damage unless you take the collision waiver out on it. So
they give you a car and they ask you to mark any damage that you find.
So I've learnt through bitter personal experience that it is important to look at things and check them out. So we start going around the car and I've got the form and I'm going, no, there's a ding there, there's a ding there, there's a ding there. Maybe the roof. Nope, there's a ding in the roof. Every single panel had got a dent in it. So, whatever.
So
off we go.
Off we go to our hotel. Then we put everything away and we decide, it was a little efficiency apartment. So we could cook and everything, which was good because
it's beautiful.
Breakfast, I think two coffees was like $37. So
US dollars
yeah.
at that. Or something.
So I think we decided we were going to, go to the grocery store. But the car wouldn't start. And that's because they had a tractor battery in it.
Well, not even. It's like a lawn tractor battery. Which was as flat as a fuck.
So the guy comes out to try to fix it and says, you have to follow me back to the rental company.
We'll just give you another car. You'd have thought he'd have brought out a battery, wouldn't you? But
and the thing is, it really depended on where you were from, which side of the road you were driving on. So you had to kind of look at the oncoming traffic and each pick a side because nobody really knew. Usually it's steering wheel to the center of the road, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're here, steering wheel to the center of the road. If you're in England, steering wheel to the center of the road. But no, here you had to just guess which way they were going to come.
Officially they drive, same as the UK, officially they drive on the left.
So they drug us into the center of the island, barreling through places we have no idea where we're going.
It was wild.
Farmland, goats in the road, open sewers, all kinds of things. And they give us a different car, and now we have to figure out
how to get back from there.
So we said, well, it's an island. Let's head to the coast and follow it round. And eventually we'll come to where we want to be.
It's actually, because in the interior of Antigua is actually quite dense rainforest. You don't probably want to get too lost in that.
Oh my God.
It's only small, but it's quite
So that's what we did. We headed to the coast and followed it round. Grocery shopping was an interesting experience.
It was, wasn't it? Oh, God, yeah.
But it was wonderful. I mean, I think my favorite part was how clean the ocean was. For people who know me, I'm a bit of a germ phobic. So although I really love the beach, it's hard for me now, hypodermics and garbage and just, it really is hard for me to go to the beach and not feel like I'm in some sort of
I'm sure there
dump.
are I'm sure there are beaches where people are far kinder to their environment.
Well, this beach was beautiful white sand and you could walk out, up to your neck and look down and see all the details of your pedicure. It was lovely. And I think we really had a great rest. Are you going to try to put your tail in the candle again?
Let's not do that.
No.
Let's try not. I'm myself skittle.
And it was just beautiful. We just kind of lounged around and we got married. Now, the scary thing for me was to surrender my passport for 72 hours.
Right, because you've got to be a resident on the island again, and you have to pay money for this. You have to actually be legally resident for 72 hours before you can actually get married on Antigua. which means you have to surrender your passport. Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So you can't leave.
And so the resort hotel place with the little efficiency apartments, they decided that they would officiate the wedding. You know, they would help us with the wedding. So we went in, we surrendered our passports, we booked the minister. And then the resort asked us different questions like, you know, do you need bouquet of flowers? What kind of wedding cake would you like? And we said, cool. Well, chocolate. And because we both love chocolate cake, you know.
Why not? You know, we're getting married barefoot on the beach in Antigua.
In tie-dyes, you know.
Might as well just have
so,
chocolate cake.
I asked the chambermaid to stand up with me, and he had a drunken flooring guy from North Carolina.
He owns some kind of carpet company somewhere or whatever, or carpet mill. And I can't even remember his name, mind you. I think he probably couldn't remember his name. It was 3 sheets to the wind, bless him.
So the cake comes and it's lemon. And I said, why is this lemon cake? And they said, well, chocolate cake isn't really meant for a wedding. But of course, that cake cost us like $50 or something.
Yeah, $50 for a cake the size of a side plate, frankly. Serving 2, maybe.
Lemon, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, whatever. So they're onto a cash cow there. They're definitely
a little bit of a cash cow.
The breakfast was, one time we went for breakfast, that was the point where we decided we're definitely going to just look after ourselves.
Two coffees, 2 orange juice, I think eggs and toast, nothing spectacular.
It was an insane amount of money. It was just, and that was, bear in mind, that was 20 years ago. But hey, you know, we got like a few days off work.
We did.
And our phones didn't work
near Halloween because we got married in October 20th.
October 20th, and it's people look at our wedding pictures. We'll have to find one and stick it up. They go, well, wow, what an incredible painted background. It's not.
No, that's that tiny little window of actually getting the. Yeah.
Just where you get the trade winds and the clouds and the sunsets are
it was beautiful.
Spectacular. They really are.
So that's our fun story. So the rent-a-car, getting lost in the middle of the island, surrendering our passports, having lemon cake. I think that's just the way life is, though. Things don't always go perfectly, and life is what you make it, you know?
It is.
So you have to think, well, screw it. We're here in Antigua. Let's just have a... rum in our cranberry drink.
Have rum for breakfast. Why the hell not? It's the Caribbean.
It was beautiful. There were hibiscus trees. We were on the 2nd floor, and hibiscus trees outside of our patio window, balcony. It was beautiful. But I did have a lot of rum in cranberry drink for breakfast.
Smurf says this is really freaking funny. Yeah, well, that's the story of our lives. It's going to be funny. You can guarantee it. If you want a comedy show, just stick around us. You know, it's going to get.
It's always an adventure.
Can you post your wedding picture on Instagram? We'll find it. I think we could
on Instagram.
We could do something with it. I don't know. But it was the one thing I noticed about. I really felt strangely imbalanced there. And it only took a couple of days. So... Well, very close to. Yeah. And there was, you know, it's because you're so close to the equator, it's subtropical, yeah. It's certainly inside of the tropics, isn't it? It's between the tropics and the equator, I believe.
Yeah.
So you don't get that much variation in climate, I guess. The winters aren't that different than the summers. I mean, obviously it's a little bit hotter in the summer, but it's still, the thing that's amazing is the balance between night and day.
Yeah.
And you very quickly.
It's about 12-12.
Yeah, about 12-12. So I mean, we went in October, you know. So yeah, that was only a month past the equinox anyway, so it would be fairly close to being balanced anyway. So it was lovely. It was like you suddenly get in step with the earth, with the natural cycle. You found yourself just wanting to go to bed at 5:30 or whatever, you know,
and get up
at 5:30 because the sun was just up, and it's people like kind of I don't know. The whole thing rotates around the sun there very much.
Pam is saying, yeah, it's like you were saying, life is what you make it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So why get upset about the rental car? It's an adventure. We'll figure out how to get back.
Adventure.
You know, why get upset about the lemon cake? It's our wedding cake. We'll eat it anyway. You know, we don't. It's not like we don't like lemon cake. It's just that they charged us $50 for the cake we didn't order.
Yeah, we realised very quickly. I mean, all the stores you go to as well, although everything is marked in Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean dollars,
EC dollars,
something like that. They much prefer US currency. It has to be said.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I don't know. Well,
it's
they
stuck
did that.
Anyway.
It's she ain't thrown me back yet. She only keeps me around for the comedic body.
You'll do till something better comes along.
Splendid, thank you. Well, that's very.
I think it's time for a card there, Stuart.
Could do.
Stuart William.
Stuart William. Yes. Yes, there you go. You've there's an in-joke for you. Now you know. So what should we go with? And what about temperance? That's always good. Oh. And that's really cool because that's about balancing things out as well. You know, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. Not just necessarily go with the flow, be the flow. Be the flow. Balance everything out. This is like, you know, we always say, we look on this card here, you know, temper. Oh, he's got a bad temper. No, he has of bad temper, or he is of good temper. And tempering is something you do to ensure that, you know, you've got like a very usable blade. You know, it's got a hard edge on the outside, so it maintains a sharp cutting edge, but it's flexible, so it doesn't shatter the first time you try and cut anything with it. So yeah, but you do that by exposing it to extremes of temperature for a very short period, you know, very hot, and then into something very, very cold. But that's it. Don't let those extremes that we go to, and sometimes they get slightly out of hand, use them to temper you. Use them to temper you and be of good temper and maintain that flexibility and that flow and all that good stuff.
All right.
And what's your reading for today?
My reading for you for this card for today is be the alchemist of your own journey. Ooh. So no matter what life throws at you, figure out how to transform it into something that will serve you. Right? So have a great weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And make the most of whatever comes your way.
And the good news is I managed to finally fix the toilet.
Oh yeah.
A little victory there.
Yeah.
I had to cut out some pipes and remove some things that shouldn't have been flushed.
Make the most of whatever comes your way. Yes. Be the alchemist of your own journey.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't know if we've got any box openings we might have, or whatever happens over the weekend.
With readings pretty much today, yeah. So I think
we actually got to go and do some real work.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose we better stop goofing off. So bye bye from Skittle and Lisa and I, and we'll see you if we don't see you before. We'll see you bright and squirrely or late and squirrely, whichever way you want to call it, for our late morning show of Elevensies on Monday. Yes, if you like us, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.